We are very honored to have Mayor of Indore with us, Shri Pushyamitra Bhargav. I would like to just, can you give a good round of applause? He's come specially for our session. Sir, can you please join us on stage? In addition to serving as the Mayor of Indore, Shri Bhargav is also Additional Advocate General of Indore Bench of MP High Court. So please sit. Shri Bhargav has been very active in politics from a very early age. He's been very active in the students' politics. And as, if I may say so, he's been the youngest mayor of Indore. And he has also served as the youngest Deputy Advocate General for MP High Court. Traffic, congestion, sports and environmental issues are some of his priority areas. Sir, we welcome you to the session today.
Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining. It's a great pleasure and honor to welcome you, sir. Honorable Mayor is here. We have though this is a air quality discussion, we thought that it is very important to little bit think through when you have a large vision for a city, for environment, then how it changes several actions, how it can set up several actions on the ground, which will have a very positive impact on the ground. And we would like to think through that, and then think through how air quality is one of the factor which we would possible to change if there is a strong political will. So we have a person here who is a lot of political will, and also demonstrated track record of really showing great improvements on the ground. Indore has been on the top of the list of cleanliness and various greening efforts and so on. So congratulations, sir, on many of the efforts. It will be good to hear from you this your vision of environment and what Indore is doing, and how this is a lesson for everyone.
Thank you, Shri. Thank you very much for inviting me, and thank you very much to the whole team of WRI working very hard for the improvement of air quality index at Indore. Now, Indore being the solid waste management model at the global level, so that could be the best city for improving the air quality index and come up with the new ideas, innovations by various ways which you are suggesting to us. But before that, any city which wants to change its own color should focus on one major issue which they think should take, like Indore has taken the cleanliness. So we are the only city in India which has segregation at source of the waste in 6 different parts. Wet waste, solid again into plastic, and the other part hazardous waste, sanitary waste, green waste, and that again being treated at the trenching ground. So that has given us a track record of being the cleanest city for continuously 6 years. Now we are the city which is earning revenue out of our waste. So the 3 parameters which are generally being taken care whenever the question comes for clean air is the solid waste management, the industrial waste, and the traffic. So we are the example which has taken care of the solid waste management. Recently, again, to tackle the green energy work, the biggest challenge to the urban local body was of our expenditure on water generation. Jalud is a place from where we are pumping our water for the whole city, having population of around 35 lakhs, which cost us around 500 CR per year, including the distribution management, and only the electricity part is around 300 CR per year, only the electricity for pumping water. So we have come up with a unique idea of planting a solar plant there itself to generate electricity. The challenge was how to finance this model, which is again costing us 300 CR for the solar plant of 60 megawatt, whereas the requirement is around 200 megawatt. The Honorable Finance Minister, during her speech at the budget session, has thrice spoken about that the corporation should come up with the sovereign bonds, public issues. And we were delighted and happy that during the speech itself, we got the approval from SEBI. And we became the first urban local body to come up with the green bonds. And you won't believe that in 3 days, we got 721 crores in place of 244 CR. Recently, the SEBI has released the data. Almost all states of country, 28 states, have made investment in this green bonds. Our plant is now in process, and we are giving a return of almost 8.25% to the investors. And the bonds are now listed at the SEBI platform. So the point is, the Indore model of working or facing a challenge is of public participation, public awareness, and public responsibility. That again requires a lot of work to be done, hard fines, serious actions, serious penalties. But now that has become a part of our life. The day the door-to-door collection vehicle does not come, a day is incomplete. So that's the challenge Indore has taken and has proven that by way of public participation, anything can be done. So in line with that, we have taken a challenge of improving the air quality index.
Amazing, sir. I mean, especially we have seen that the behavior level change has really happened. Whenever we go to Indore, also when we talk to some of the people who are living there, they are so particular about the segregation thing, and it has become a mainstream activity, which we can see. So now, sir, going on from this whole problem of air pollution. We see that one is the major problems, major sources point of view. If we talk about, say, road dust or construction dust or transport, the emissions from vehicles which are very old and so on. Then there is a problem of there is a lot of eateries in Indore. Also, there's a very vibrant food culture. How to help them to turn on to cleaner fuels and so on. So these kind of ideas, and also there is probably there are also issues around brick kilns in the peripheries and industries. That's a separate thing. But even within the city, these are some of the major issues which keep coming up. Your idea or vision of how the air quality can be improved for Indore around any of this, it will be good to know.
What Indore think is that the best way to clean air is to plant more trees. As on today, we have only green cover of 9.5%. Even Delhi has a green cover of more than 18%. Surat is around 25%. So to cover or to double our green cover, we have started an initiative called Har Ghar Haryali. And yesterday itself, being the pious day for Hindus, which is called as Haryali Amavas, we have taken a target of planting more than 1 lakh saplings. And yesterday, we have planted around 1,19,000 saplings in a day. So the best way which we could make out is to improve the green cover. Second, the small steps of improving the air quality index by providing the alternatives. As you were talking about the eateries, the Sarafa, the Chappan Dukan, for which the Indore is famous, used the coal bhattis, which we call them. So by replacing them with the CNG, all the food streets are now into the CNG based mechanism. We have even directed all the motels to stop using this coal based plants. Twice a day there is a system of water splitting on the roads, even in the nights, so that there is no dust. So these are the 2-3 points which we have taken. As an another example which we are trying with the aid and assistance of the WRI, last year we have given 75 e-rickshaws to the women's in place of diesel or petrol rickshaws. This year we have a plan of giving 111 e-rickshaws again to the women drivers. So that will be a way to replace the diesel auto rickshaws or petrol or diesel based transport vehicles. We have also come up with the initiatives that in case any person driving this loading rickshaws based on petrol and wish to replace it with the CNG, will be providing them subsidy of charging free for next 3 years. So that is one of the idea which we have floated that has worked a lot also. So these are the initiatives which Indore has already taken.
Great, sir. So, related to this Indore BRT, it is celebrating 10 years, and it's also very dear to us because WRI worked on it. In the starting of WRI was actually working in Indore BRT. So it will be also be interesting to know how since the BRT came up, how the public transport has expanded. And what is your vision to take it forward?
BRT was a very great progressive step toward the public transport. Certainly, only Indore is working very efficiently on it and will be completing our 10 years this year. As on today, more than 1 lakh passengers are plying per day from one destination to other. And all 55 buses are the electronic buses. We have replaced all of them with the e-buses. Apart from that, we have added a city network by adding more than 300 buses. So this public transport is the future of Indore. In September, we'll be having a trial run of metro also. So we have recently released a vision document for Indore Traffic 2045. So how we'll be managing end-to-end transport from the metro or from the buses. So for that also, we are trying to increase this BRT network from 12 kilometers to at least 60 kilometers around the city.
So that, along with metro and also you spoke about interventions in auto rickshaws and so on. Hopefully, all of this will bring together in reducing the emissions. So now thinking about how we can set up a system where this will continuously be happening, right? As a part of the government process. How we can, one is that you also inaugurated the super site, which was on the school we have inaugurated. This kind of data is going to be really helpful to understand what else can be done and so on. So if we can talk about how we can make it as a part of the government everyday activity. Some of the other cities are doing like cell, so dedicated cell for air quality, or there's a climate cell they're setting up, who is dedicated in so the idea is to train some of the officials internally, and they will keep working on it. So you have in your corporation some 4-5 people who are well trained to take up this work, and they will continuously keep working on long term. So such any of the governance measures, if you would think of, if you can, your vision on that will be very fun.
We have come up with a traffic cell in our corporation, which will be advising us on the traffic management system, the need of traffic or the requirement in 2050. But the challenge which we face, which is really needs to be taken care of, is the management of industrial pollution. The alternate which are available are so costly that cannot be done in a day. So there should be some finance mechanism for replacing the instruments which are being used by the industries as on today, in line with the rules made by the pollution control board. So that is the biggest challenge which requires to be taken care of, or requires an answer. And the second is the traffic. Replacing existing vehicles with the e-vehicles is a long story. So what can be done today is our challenge, and for that purpose we have made a traffic cell which is guiding us, assisting us for the day-to-day working. Small changes by way of traffic engineering can bring a lot of change. So these are the two challenges: the traffic management and replacing industrial production based upon coal or on diesel to CNG.
Great, sir. So actually, this is very interesting, because Indore is in a place where it's a city which is becoming a big metropolis. In the process, it's also being able to be at the top on several aspects, where it is becoming an example for other cities to see. So, in your point of view, the other cities which are around this 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, this, what are the, in your, the way how turned around the solid waste management situation, and if we can talk a little bit on the processes, little bit more, if we can detail what all went in to reach there, so we're trying to see what are the learnings for the similar cities who are emerging, and they're trying to set up their systems for the first time, and so on. So what would be the things to take for?
Recently we had a conference at Indore. The Honorable Prime Minister in the Amrit Kal has called 75 cities to come up with the waste to energy plant like of bio CNG in Indore. So all those cities which has been selected for this purpose were in Indore. Recently we have made an MOU with the IIM Indore to start an excellence center. All those who want to learn, who want to experience, or who want to take the courses in line with the solid waste management courses can come to Indore, can have 2 weeks study material with them, can experience the model which we are running. But as far as the small councils are concerned, small municipal councils are concerned, block level bodies are concerned, my suggestion and my idea to all those corporation and council is to come up with the small waste to energy plants. Even as on today, the Indore is facing a challenge for the mixed waste. Apart from the waste collected from the door-to-door collection vehicle, there are several places from where we collect the mixed waste. So that is again a challenge for us also and all other small corporations and municipal bodies. So the solution is small waste to energy plants, which can be the best way because that is cheaper. But for that the need is the proper guidance, proper assistance should be given by bodies like WRI or by the Niti Aayog, as Mr. Subramaniam was saying that from next year will be coming up with the direct finance to the cities, and that is the need of the time.
Absolutely, it's a really the interesting thing is that how so much is achieved, but so much is also planned for the future. So, any last thoughts you want to give for the team before we will ask for open the group for questions? Few questions.
The only thing which I want to say or is that the behavioral change is the key to success. The moment public starts responding you, or the public starts following the way the corporation wants to take the city, you can see the miracles as the Indore has done, the Surat has done, New Mumbai has done. So behavioral change.
Yeah, I think behavioral change is a big
Like
success.
with that change of behavior in Indore, we have started a movement called Har Ghar Solar, and we are asking our all citizens to come up with the rooftop solar panels, and we have an objective or a plan to generate our electricity around 300 megawatt out of the total need of 600 megawatt from the solar panels. So hopefully by this idea of behavioral change, we'll be achieving that also.
That's excellent. I mean, because increasingly we see that global research is also going towards behavioral change. How do we induce a behavioral change? And probably Indore is a very interesting case study for that. Now we'll open for questions. If anybody has any questions.
Hello, sir. One question I had was Indore's sort of solid waste management story. I mean, it has now had like a fairly long track record for success. What do you think have been the barriers in other cities, evolving similar methods? I mean, you talk about waste segregation at source in 6 streams, like in 2 streams, virtually all cities in the country have had. So, what's been the missing piece? Where has the challenge been?
Number one, political will. Number two, political assistance. Madhya Pradesh, the ecosystem is so good that the all politicians, irrespective of any party, once it has been decided that this is good for the city, everybody is for it. So what I personally think is what is different in Madhya Pradesh or in Indore as compared to other cities of India is the political connect with the issue. They react in a very positive manner. For example, when the first the drive for open defecation free was started, so we have not only started the campaign, but we have also removed or demolished all that illegal construction which was there in line with the river banks, which was the major area where there was an open defecation. So all political leaders, all political parties were standing aside and behind the bureaucrats for implementing it. Like even today, we are a cattle free city. मतलब खुले में जो गाय घूमती हैं, तो वी आर अ कैटल फ्री सिटी. अभी भी कोई गाय दिखती है या कोई जानवर सड़क पे आपको इंदौर में नहीं दिखेगा, तो उसमें उसको पकड़ के जब हम बंद कर देते हैं तो कोई छुड़ाने नहीं आता है. ask him to come to Indore.
Like Indore is a city of happenings. It is next Mumbai, mini Mumbai. In that city, you have done a lot of things. First thing, your views on ODF. I think ODF has actually damaged the soil conditions in a way because it has not been implemented properly. The toilets have been given, they are being flushed with all the chemicals, and that chemicals are getting mixed, and that is causing problem. Means ODF requires a different mindset with a different type of toilets where it is at the field level only with a certain different things. Our NGO is working on it and we have developed a prototype on that. It gives a solution because it is a human manure which has been deprived of with that particular soil. So that is making the soil conditions bad. One, what is your take on this ODF, what our Prime Minister has said? Actually, it is not being 100% followed, but still, whatever is being followed, it is damaging the soil condition. What is your take on that?
In one sense, you may be correct as far as the rural India is concerned, because earlier there was a mechanism to free the land for 2-3 years and being used by the villagers for open defecation. But as far as city urban areas are concerned, the ODF has done tremendous, because what we are doing in Indore is we are using the reuse water for these toilets.
That is not what I'm saying, the chemical part. Number two, ODF, you are talking, we have come with the concept of dry toilets and urination in that toilet in a different portion within that. These two different segregators. And if it is implemented, then it will bring a change.
That's an idea you are going. Will certainly do it. Anything which is good, innovative, will be doing that. No problem in that.
The second part, which you are emphasizing on solars. Solars are the biggest damager of this planet Earth, because it is involving the batteries. Batteries disposal are the worst worldwide, not only in India. Lot of cares are not being taken. Disposal methods are really bad. Westerns are shipping it to non-developed countries, underdeveloped countries, and
Sure.
the way it is being dumped. The solar second part is, for them you have to do a lot of mining. This mining disturbs the total earth structure. What is your take on that? Why you are promoting e-vehicles rather than promoting the ethanol-based vehicles
Is on
or
today.
bio-CNG? Not today. We are looking today. We are looking for 20 years. We are looking for 20 years. What about after that? When all this carcinogenic material things get into the water and becomes a havoc. It will make the lands barren. No vegetation will be there. And after that, where you'll plant the trees? Air quality,
Sure.
everything is getting affected.
Sure. Yeah.
Please let him answer.
Sure. You want?
नहीं, आप जो कह रहे हैं वो बिल्कुल ठीक है, लेकिन हम लोग सोलर पे जिस दृष्टि से जा रहे हैं, जो एक्सपर्ट्स ने हमको गाइड किया है, उसी लाइन से हम कर रहे हैं. और 25 साल बाद उन पैनल्स का क्या होगा, उसका ऑल्टरनेट एक मिस्टर चेतन सिंह सोलंकी, यदि आप जानते हो उनको, तो उनसे इस बारे में बात करके किस तरह से उसको यूज़ करना है कि 25 साल बाद वो पैनल हमारे लिए वेस्ट ना बने, उसी लाइन पे हम काम कर रहे हैं. सिर्फ सोलर पैनल लगाना उद्देश्य नहीं है.
Thanks for the question. I think Honorable Mayor has already answered. I think in the interest of time, and we also have another panel to do on the air quality, we one and all thank our Honorable Mayor. We really look forward for even more higher steps, the stage achieved by Indore, and we will be very happy to support you in whatever ways possible. And we would probably in the next in the next year or the next year Karo, we'll again invite you, and we'll also talk about the success of air quality achieved. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Now I invite on stage Dr. Jignasa Oja, Regional Officer, Gujarat Pollution Control Board, Mr. Vikas Samant, Deputy Chief Engineer, Civil Environmental, Brun Mumbai Municipal Corporation, Ms. Ghazal Khanna, Indore Municipal Corporation, Dr. Neha Upadhyay, Environmental Engineer, Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation, Ms. Neelam Gamit, Assistant Engineer, Environment, Surat Municipal Corporation. Please join the panel.
Hello, good afternoon. So, as we extend our discussion to the city's perspective on opportunities, learnings, and the challenges that are there within these cities, firstly, we would like to discuss some of the sectoral activities that are in motion in Surat and Indore to aid the implementation process. So we'll start with Surat. The activities have mostly focused on the development and implementation of Surat Clean Air Action Plan. We'll focus more on implementation and touch upon the development of Surat Clean Action Plan. So the target was in line with the National Clean Air Program to achieve 20 to 30% reduction in particulate matter concentrations. And the objective was to generate an interactive platform for various stakeholders to come together by showcasing evidence-based results and influence relevant policies and legislations. The development included a comprehensive approach which had an extensive review, then finding the sources and activities that are there polluting the air, then stakeholder consultations, and then gathering data from various sources to create these activity maps, then integration of emission inventory and source apportionment, and finally creating these scenarios to reduce air pollution from different sectors. And this document was then extensively reviewed by internal and external experts. So the mitigation measures, the sector-wise mitigation measures that were there, in case they are effectively implemented, it was suggested that it would lead to around 60% reduction in the particulate matter concentration that are in 2017. So basically, the focus of Surat Clean Air Action Plan is on sector-specific activities, as the challenges are different for different sectors. So we focused on different sectors individually. For construction sector, this handbook was created as there was a need to document these rules and regulations around construction sector, and also what mitigation measures can be taken for specific construction activity. So this construction handbook came into existence in November 2020, and then a need for practically assess what impact these mitigation measures that are suggested they have on ground. So a need was realized to carry out these on a construction site. So we undertook this proof of concept clean construction pilot. It was done in collaboration with SMC, GPCB, and then with CREDI. It was done on a CREDI construction site. So it was to assess the impact of these mitigation measures on the ambient air quality, and it included ambient air quality monitoring. Then it was during when there was no construction activity, then there are some periods of construction activities, plus finally then construction activities with some mitigation measures. So this was the typical monitoring approach that we followed. Monitoring was carried out at upwind and downwind to see the impact of these activities that are happening on the construction site. The locations were decided upon based on the wind directions during summer as well as winter season. These were some mitigation measures, activity specific mitigation measures that were taken. So there were wet processes during the movement of vehicles, then wet processes during excavation period, then removing road dust on the nearby roads, and finally covering the site boundary with sheets as well as green infrastructure, that trees. So firstly, when we look at the time series, the air quality levels are always higher than what the permissible limit is. But when we look at what are the concentration levels during construction activities and what are the levels during when we take these mitigation measures. So when there were no activity, the air quality levels at upwind and downwind sites were nearly similar. But when there was any construction activity happening on the site, it led to around a 35% increase in the ambient PM levels, PM 2.5 levels, and with the help of clean construction activities, we were able to bring down 80% of this impact of these construction activities. Similar pattern was observed for PM10. though the increase was a little higher during construction activities, but similar impact of clean construction was observed. So, building on that, the city is planning to implement these clean construction practices citywide, and the implementation and monitoring tools to get it into existence are under planning. And even the local municipal corporation SMC is planning to carry out these clean construction activities on their sites as well. Then road dust resuspension is also a major contributor to air pollution in majority of Indian cities that are non-attainment. So, and the data around this road dust resuspension is largely missing. So, we focused on recognizing these non-exhaust emission zones through primary survey, carried out this survey on nearly 65 to 70 sites, road stretches, and then while analyzing these, we found that in industrial areas and in areas of construction, the road dust, this silt load, is generally higher. It nearly doubles in areas of construction. So we were able to pinpoint some sources, and further study chemical characterization studies in place to find out all probable sources of road dust in the city. So based on that, a pilot is proposed, which will have these contributing sectors. Construction can be one sector, industries can be one sector, depending on the land use type. So it will have a comprehensive approach to tackling the problem of road dust. I'll ask Sanjay to talk about open municipal solid waste burning in Surat and activities in Indore.
Good afternoon, everyone. So now we have already listened a lot about the municipal solid waste from the Mayor of Indore. So this is the open solid waste burning that we have conducted the survey in Surat. So this is the approach that we have taken for the Indian approach, like Nagpur et al. Is developed in 2005. And we've taken this approach, and if you see this map, these two maps are showing the different transit, mean the different route where we have conducted the municipal solid waste burning survey, and these are the blue points where we have found the municipal solid burning based incidences. So we have conducted for summers and winter both. So these are some photographs of the waste burning incidences from Surat, from the different part of the Surat, and different neighborhoods included all type of socio-economic status of the society, whether it is a high, low, and medium. And the most of the burning we have to fall into the residential areas, commercial areas, followed by industrial area. It is on the curb side, vacant lands, at the landfill side, and the cow sheds, which is also one of the places the municipal solid waste burning is happening. So these are the some findings. So this is based on the left right graph. If you can see, it is based on the incidences per kilometer, the waste burning incidences per kilometer into the different neighborhoods like high SES, medium SES, low ACS, and the industrial area. So most of the waste burning incidences you have to found into the low areas and the industrial areas. And if you go by the land use, the right graph, left side graph, you can see, so most of the waste burning is happening at the residential area, followed by industrial and commercial. If you see with the what are the waste composition that people are burning, so it's mostly plastic and papers, followed by dried leaf and the plant trimming waste. And textile is one of them that which is there in Surat because it's a textile city. So based on our previous studies that Gaurav shows and I explained, we have identified the areas. These are the different neighborhoods like Pandesra, Dilli Gate, Sachin, into the in this Surat. So based on the sources, we have identified two area of concern. So these are some capacity building we have done for the municipal solid waste burning, road dust, industries, and construction. So now moving towards the Clean Air Catalyst, which is a 5-year flagship program funded by the USAID in Indore. So led by World Resources Institute and Environmental Defense Fund. So it's a pilot project working in the 3 cities in the world: Indore in India, Jakarta in Indonesia, and Nairobi in Kenya. So what are the approaches that we are taking? So it's a 3 approach that improve source awareness based on the understanding of the air pollution for the affected communities and identifying the effective solution that we are talking in the morning. Also, we have the solutions and policies are available, but what are the effective policies for the effective cities? Like we have 10 cities, but we have to work with a tailored solution for the each cities. It's not be same for the same city. And the next one is the building a strategic coalition for the public, private, and the communities to reduce the air pollution. So now moving to the what are the activities that we have done. So we have done the primary survey in Indore. We have also collected the secondary data, and we have mapping to the entire village and wards of the Indore city and the district. We are also conducting the source apportionment study, which is ongoing right now. And we have made, on the basis of collected data, we have made the high resolution emission inventory, and we are also doing the air quality monitoring. So we have installed this continuous clean air monitoring system in Indore. Few months back we have inaugurated, and it's collected the data for particulate matter 2.5, black carbon, and or carbon monoxide. So we also, based on the scientific study, we also engage the stakeholders. So we have collected people from the transport sector, industries, eateries, hotel, and constructions, and we have, talked with the 250 stakeholders from the 10 different stakeholders meeting that we have organized in Indore to understand what are the priority sources to have to work, and also considering the parameters like gender equity, climate, and the health impacts. So now moving on the based on all the analysis, we have also narrowed down the things on the spatial level. So which ward? So we have to work on the very ward level, which is the lowest and the smallest boundary of any spatial level. So we have to prioritize some of the wards in Indore. So these are the two maps. So right one for the waste burning. So these are the wards we have to work for the waste burning, and left side for the transport. So moving for the activities, what activities we have done in terms of primary survey, like we have conducted waste burning survey as we conducted in Surat that you have seen previously. We have done the transport survey, traffic vehicle count survey, origin destination survey. We have done survey for the restaurants and eateries. We have done for the brick kilns, and we have done for some of the other surveys too. So moving towards, these are some high resolution map that we are made for the activities, land use, what are the different activities in terms of household, cooking, and vehicle ownership, and the construction. So that we have made it like this, and then we have come into the conclusion, and still the project is going on. We are at the solution part, so analysis and everything has been done, and now we are working on the solution in the year 3, 4, and 5. So that is from our side. Thank you so much everyone for listening this presentation. Now I request Shri, over to you for the panel discussion. Thank you.
Thanks, Sanjar. So we showed this presentation only to give a sort of a background that we want to discuss solutions. These are not the only solutions. These are some of the solutions we are working on. Some of the ways in which we could reduce air pollution. And there is wealth of knowledge all available with you. You all leading various activities in your cities. Let's see this as a understanding and brainstorming what is working well. In that point of view, just I want to ask that if you all can talk about what are the solutions which are being implemented, and what is the successes of it, and how are you understanding the successes, and how are you and what are the ways in which really understand the impacts also. So if you can talk about, let's start with Mumbai.
In Mumbai, we have a lot of problems, but still, with the biggest municipal corporation in Asia, we have been doing lot of efforts to reduce the air pollution. First of all, we have been already installed continuous ambient air quality monitoring stations. Around 20 stations were already installed. Recently, we have ordered furthermore 5 stations. Then we have been recently, due to our this winter, we have seen most polluted air, or the air quality index was the highest in India, in Mumbai. So we have been formulated the task force ward wise, which can control the in micro level the various activities, various construction activities which are going on in the cities, and we can implement the enforcement or enforce the rules to it. Also, we have made the task force to control the green fuel or the clean fuel to be used by bakeries and restaurants and hotels in Mumbai. Also, we have been using electric sweeping machines. Also, we have been controlling the municipal solid waste burning, so that our main Devanar dumping ground, where generally burning happens, and which leads a bad image to for India also, because it goes on Google. Also, our one of the project is to identify the hotspot analysis of MMR region, that is Mumbai Metropolitan Region, with the NIRI. Once those hotspots were available, it will be very easy for us to find the solutions for these things. And we have also started C&D waste plants, where we can handle the construction as well as debris waste material. So these are some of the solutions we have been trying to use.
Thank you so much. So the task force is a very important step, and it'd be very interesting to see how that is helping to change and so on. Now we'll go to Ahmedabad. Ma'am, if you can really talk about how Ahmedabad is also taking a lot of policy initiatives and leading. So this interesting solutions you are working on, and how you are understanding the impacts of it.
So, if I talk about the distribution of pollutants, particularly Ahmedabad is facing PM10 increment. So, we are basically working on decrease in PM10, and that is the aim of NCAP also, like the percentage reduction in particulate matter pollution. So, what we started, like we also have 14 manual monitoring stations and 10 continuous monitoring stations in Ahmedabad, and through that we are constantly getting the idea of scenario, how season wise or how diurnal or nighttime particulate matter changes are happening, and accordingly hotspot analysis has been done with help of one of our consultant, that is ICLEI South Asia. So altogether what we have done is, what all are the activities in those hotspots, like major issue of Ahmedabad is it is in semi-arid region. So anyways the air is dry and we are facing that particulate matter concentration into air in most of the time. So how to reduce that with implementation of activities, and what are the major challenges we are facing to implement that. That's what the brainstorming we had in between all the departments and the people who are working for NCAP. So roads in Ahmedabad, that is the major thing we wanted to correct. So after every monsoon, Ahmedabad is facing deterioration in road surfaces. So we started with resurfacing the roads. End-to-end roads were not there in many of the areas. So end-to-end pavement was the another target. And over there, we concentrated on hotspots first, and then moved towards the other areas. Then one policy for this excavation and construction area management and C&D waste management, that has been launched, like that is the notification which is there from AMC, and that was recently launched in February 2023. So accordingly we are emphasizing all the construction activities to take proper measures, like covering the materials and like water sprinkling and these RMC plants which are efficiently working and with dust control measures. So all those small things are making a difference slowly. And since Ahmedabad is having lot of construction activities on the urban fringes, because city is growing from central to the fringe areas, so there are a lot of this agricultural areas which are converted now to city areas. So over there also there are so many large scale constructions happening. We are targeting now those areas for the dust control measures. Then another is our Pirana dump site. Over there we have this 1.25 crore metric tons of waste, legacy waste, dumped through the years, like since 1970 it is there. So biomining activity is going on for 24 hours after these NGT matters and all. That biomining activity has also generated lot of dust into that microclimate in and around that area. So we have implemented this mist machines over there for 24 hours, which is reducing that particulate pollution. Then two forest areas are specifically developed nearby this area. So more than 93 lakhs metric ton of waste we have already taken care by that biomining activity. And we have 35 acres of land which is freed from that activity. So we are now planting trees over there, like more than 1 lakh trees are planted already, and which is ongoing also. So those are small things Ahmedabad is taking up. And recently we have been successful to reduce that particulate matter by 19%. That's something which shows that we are on the right track, I can say. So we'll try much more into that manner. Thank you.
Great, thanks. Very interesting to see the range of interventions. Ma'am, I'd come to talking about the role of Gujarat Pollution Control Board. Usually, the discussion keeps coming around on what to do with the industries, and the municipal corporations have very less role. And especially in a city like Surat, where industries play a huge role, and you saw that the Niti Aayog CEO was saying that first you plan for the economic activity to become more green, and so on. So, how do you see this management of air pollution in industrial areas in a city like Surat? Through a regional understanding of what is happening around the city also. So what are the steps which are working, which are the steps which are taken up or working? What are the challenges you're facing? How you are understanding the impacts?
Thank you and good afternoon to all. Surat is a big hub for the industries. More than 5,000 industries are situated in Surat, and maximum textile units are there. So coal handling, traffic issue, big vehicles like truck movement, and industrial pollution is a major issue in the industrial clusters or GIDC. But Gujarat Pollution Control Board and SMC both are doing very well planning for the manage the pollution. In Surat, worldwide project ETS is there. It is running successfully, and recently we have received one award for that ETS project. 300 around 300 industries are covered under that ETS project, and we have set a cap for the pollution load, and emission is trading. If any industries are doing more emissions, then he is buying his emission points from the either GPCB or industries who are doing less pollution. Another attractive thing for the pollution control in Surat is there is a community boiler. I think first started in the Surat only. It is situated in Sachin area and having 10 kilometers of pipeline which supplies steam to the industries. 50 industries are taking steam from that common boiler, and other two community boiler are supposed to install in the Surat in next 5 year. We have planning. One community boiler is totally will be on the base of RDF, refuse derived fuel. So that solid waste management issue is also can be minimized. Other thing is we have planning to implement e-vehicle. We are switching over to the matlab SMC is planning to switching over diesel and petrol based vehicle to the e-vehicle, so we can minimize air pollution in that way also. So we are in Gujarat Pollution Control Board also there is a one audit scheme is there. So we are auditing industry in every season. We have deployed auditor for the same, and third party monitoring is planned every year in thrice in a year. So basis on that, if non-compliance is found, we are suggesting upgradation to the industry, and GPCB also frequently monitored units and ask them to upgrade their air pollution control measures.
Thanks a lot. The role of pollution control board is quite crucial in this. Now going on to the municipal corporation of Surat. If we can talk about you are doing many more things than what we showed. It'd be good to hear from you. Yeah.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for giving a great opportunity for representing Surat Municipal Corporation at that stage, and I am thankful to WRI also, which is for many years हम हमारे साथ बहुत सालों से वो काम कर रहा है, और हमारे लिए उन्होंने सूरत के लिए हॉटस्पॉट स्टडी भी किया है, तो मैं बहुत शुक्रिया करना चाहूँगी WRI का। अभी सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन ने एयर क्वालिटी को लेकर बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट हाथ में लिए हैं, जिसमें से डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट इन्वॉल्व है। सबसे पहले बात की जाए तो सॉलिड वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट, सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन फर्स्ट ULB है जिसने 2004 में डोर टू डोर की फैसिलिटी इस्टेब्लिश की थी। अब वही फैसिलिटी को उन्होंने जो डीजल व्हीकल है उसको ई-व्हीकल में कन्वर्ट किया है, और सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन ने ऑलरेडी 125 नंबर्स ऑफ डोर टू डोर वेस्ट कलेक्शन के व्हीकल को ई-व्हीकल में कन्वर्ट किया है, और आगे भी 200 से ज़्यादा ई-व्हीकल खरीदने की उनकी प्लानिंग है। तो ये हुआ, और साथ में उन्होंने सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन ने प्लास्टिक वेस्ट जो है उसके प्रोसेसिंग के लिए 100 TPD का प्लास्टिक वेस्ट प्रोसेसिंग प्लान ऑलरेडी एस्टेब्लिश किया है, जहाँ पे जो प्लास्टिक वेस्ट जो होता है, बैग होती है स्मॉल, उनको क्रम करके वो स्मॉल पैलेट्स बनाते हैं जो एज अ रॉ मटेरियल प्लास्टिक की चेयर और बेंच ये सब बनाने में यूज़ हो रहा है। तो इससे जो प्लास्टिक वेस्ट है वो सूरत का कम हो रहा है। साथ में CND वेस्ट के लिए भी सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन ने एक CND वेस्ट प्लांट बनाया जो नियरली 10 सालों से चल रहा है। उससे पहले तो कम था, अभी उसकी कैपेसिटी 300 TPD हो चुकी है, क्योंकि सूरत एक डेवलपिंग सिटी है जिससे हर रोज़ वास्ट एरिया में डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है। तो उसमें CND वेस्ट प्रोसेसिंग प्लांट में जो भी कंस्ट्रक्शन साइड हो रही स्टार्ट है, उन्हें उनके साथ टाई अप करना होता है और वो अपना CND वेस्ट वहाँ पे भेजते। जिस तरह से जो CND वेस्ट है जो रोड साइड पे या फिर नदी में, तापी नदी है सूरत में, वहाँ पे डंप नहीं होता, लेकिन वो चाहता है CND प्रोसेसिंग प्लांट में वहाँ उसका प्रोसेसिंग होता है, और एज अ बाय प्रोडक्ट सैंड, एग्रीगेट और पेवर ब्लॉक बनाया जाता है, जो एक वेस्ट में से प्रोसेसिंग करके रिसाइकल करके उसका रीयूज़ होता है। उसके साथ साथ अर्बन ट्री प्लानिंग में भी सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन बहुत आगे बढ़ रही है। ऑलरेडी सूरत में 38.33% ग्रीन कवर अवेलेबल है, और उसके साथ साथ डिफरेंट जगह पे नए गार्डन भी डेवलप किए हैं, और साथ में एक बायोडाइवर्सिटी पार्क 80 हेक्टेयर की जगह में जगह में वो डेवलप करने जा रहा है, ऑलरेडी डेवलप हो चुका है, लेकिन उसमें ट्री प्लांटेशन और वो अभी पेंडिंग है, और वहाँ पे 6 लाख से ज़्यादा ट्री प्लांटेशन करने वाले हैं, स्मॉल और बड़े, जो सूरत के ग्रीन कवर में बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ावा करेगा। इसके साथ साथ एज अ सोर्स अप्रोक्सीमेट स्टडी, सबसे ज़्यादा जो पोल्यूटन सोर्सेज है वो है रोड डस्ट है और व्हीकल है। तो रोड डस्ट में सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन ऑलरेडी मैकेनिकल स्वीपर मशीन की हेल्प से रोड डस्ट क्लीन कर रही थी, लेकिन वो नंबर ऑफ मैकेनिकल स्वीपर मशीन कम होने की वजह से अंडर द नेशनल क्लीन एयर प्रोग्राम मोर अदर 14 नंबर ऑफ मैकेनिकल स्वीपर मशीन खरीदने की उसकी प्लानिंग है। साथ ही में सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन ने एक ई व्हीकल पॉलिसी डेवलप की है, सूरत ई व्हीकल पॉलिसी 2021, जिसके तहत सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन ने जो भी ई व्हीकल नंबर ऑफ ई व्हीकल बढ़ाने के लिए जो भी ई व्हीकल खरीदेगा उसे पॉलिसी के फर्स्ट साल में व्हीकल टैक्स से संपूर्ण मुक्ति, सेकंड साल में 75 और थर्ड साल में 25 की मुक्ति, इस तरह से एक ई व्हीकल पॉलिसी डेवलप की है कि लोग ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा ई व्हीकल खरीद सके। इसके साथ साथ सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन ने सूरत की जो एयर क्वालिटी है उसको मेज़र करने के लिए कंटिन्यूस एयर एम्बिएंट क्वालिटी मशीन लगाया है, और साथ साथ में GIZ की मदद से 20 लो कॉस्ट सेंसर बेस्ड मशीन लगाए हैं, जो भी मेजरली पॉल्यूटेड एरिया है उस जगह पे स्थित है, जो कंटिन्यूसली सूरत की उस जगह की एयर क्वालिटी को मेज़र करता हो। और ये सब हमारी जो सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन की वेबसाइट है उस पर सब कुछ डेली डिस्प्ले भी होता है, तो आप वहाँ पे देख भी सकते हैं। इसके साथ साथ सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन ने प्लास्टिक वेस्ट जो है उसकी हेल्प से 6.78 किलोमीटर का प्लास्टिक रोड, और जो पैकेजिंग में मटेरियल यूज़ होता है पॉलीमरिक मटेरियल, उसकी हेल्प से 7.72 किलोमीटर का पॉलीमरिक रोड भी बनाया है, जो सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन के लिए एज अ वेस्ट में से बेस्ट बना के यूज़ करने का बहुत अच्छा आइडिया किया है। और सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन और भी आगे जैसे कि लो एमिशन जोन है वो बनाने जा रहा है, वो भी GIZ की मदद से है। फिर सोलर पावर प्लांट भी डालने जा रहा है। ऑलरेडी सूरत में बहुत सारे सोलर प्लांट है, रूफटॉप सोलर प्लांट है अवेलेबल, लेकिन उसके अलावा नेशनल क्लीन एयर प्रोग्राम में 10 मेगावाट का एक सोलर पावर प्लांट बनाने जा रहा है, जो सूरत का एक फ्यूचर प्लानिंग है।
lot of measures. We will think about further on how this is evolving, how this is really contributing to reduction in air pollution. Before that, Ghazal, you want to talk about what Indore is doing? Of course, we heard from Mayor a lot, but also systematically you are really working on the projects, on the ground changes. So it'd be interesting to know from you.
Good evening, everyone. Now, since कोई भी अर्बन लोकल बॉडी जो होती है तो एंड टू एंड पॉट होल रोड मेंटेन करना या एंड टू एंड रोड को पेव रखना, ये तो एक मैंडेट ही होता है किसी भी अर्बन लोकल बॉडी का। अपार्ट फ्रॉम कीपिंग इन माइंड द AQI ऑफ द सिटी, what we are doing is कि हम we are continuously working on creating left turns ताकि ट्रैफिक कंजेशन को हम रिड्यूस करें। वी आर वर्किंग ऑन द रोड डिज़ाइन इम्प्रूवमेंट। तो क्योंकि ट्रैफिक एक बहुत ही बड़ा सोर्स है एयर पोल्यूशन का इन आर सिटी। देन उसके अलावा वी हैव अराउंड 26 मैकेनिकल रोड स्वीपर्स। तो जितनी हमारी माइनर रोड्स हैं उनको तो हम मैनुअल स्वीपिंग से दिन में 2 बार 3 बार वी कवर इट, बट टॉकिंग अबाउट द मेजर roads of the city, around 800 kilometers we cover in a day with those 26 mechanical road sweepers. And plantation is one thing that Indore, like, it continuously works on. Like Honorable Mayor Sir said, yesterday we have planted around 1 lakh trees, and from time to time we keep on having these massive drives and we do the major plantation work. And CND की जैसी बात चल रही थी, we had a 100 TPD CND plant in the city. But what the problem was to make people aware of that. So we have 19 administrative zones in the city. So for this year what we have planned is कि हमने हर एक zone में एक transfer station बनाया है, and इंदौर का एक in-house 311 ऐप है जिसके थ्रू लोगों को अगर मैं अपना घर बना रही हूँ, मेरे घर के बाहर CND वेस्ट पड़ा है, सो व्हाट आई जस्ट हैव टू डू इज़ आई हैव टू गो इन दैट ऐप और वहाँ पे मुझे अपनी कंप्लेन रजिस्टर करनी है. आई कैन ऑल्सो अपलोड अ फोटो ओवर देयर एंड हमारा जो इम्पैनल्ड वेंडर है, ही विल कम, ही विल सी कितना वेस्ट है वहाँ पे और एक बहुत ही नॉमिनल कॉस्ट के साथ ही विल पिक इट अप एंड ही विल टेक इट टू दी फैसिलिटी. CND वेस्ट की रीयूज़ को प्रमोट करने के लिए हमने एक मैंडेट रखा है कि जो भी हमारे जितने भी गवर्नमेंट कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स हैं, उनको मिनिमम 20% रीयूज़ जो CND का रीयूज़ मटेरियल है, उनको यूज़ करना ही पड़ेगा. इसके अलावा जो सिंस इंदौर इज़ अ बूमिंग सिटी, इट्स ग्रोइंग, तो जो भी मेजर रोड्स, मेजर बिल्डिंग्स जो भी बनती हैं हमारे शहर में, तो हमारा एक मैंडेट है कि उसको आपको ग्रीन नेट से कवर रखना ही है, स्प्रिंकलर साइट पे होने ही होने हैं और this thing is taken so seriously that if the norms are not followed, it is subjected to the cancellation of the building permission. So it is like taken to that level. With the help of the pollution control board, we are regularly having drives to shift the industries to the cleaner fuel, and as of now there are around 70 industries that has been shifted. This is one thing that we are doing. And क्योंकि इंदौर एक फूड हब है, सो वी आर लाइक कंटिन्यूसली वर्किंग एंड अवेयरनेस क्रिएट कर रहे हैं कि जो भी तंदूर होते हैं, सबसे ज़्यादा पोल्यूशन तंदूर ही करते हैं. सो वी आर लाइक कमिंग अप विथ न्यू इनिशिएटिव्स कि जो कोल बेस्ड तंदूर हैं उनको वी आर शिफ्टिंग टू LPG बेस्ड तंदूर, एंड दैट हैज़ बीन एक्चुअली डन इन फ्यू ऑफ दी होटल्स एंड द मतलब सामने से लोगों को बुला के उनकी टेस्टिंग वगैरह सब करवाई है एंड उसकी एक अच्छी हाइप क्रिएट हुई है. एंड वी हैव डिक्लेयर्ड 2 मार्केट्स टोटली भट्टी फ्री, तो ऑल दी तंदूर्स हैव बीन शिफ्टेड टू LPG. So these are some of the new things that we are doing apart from the regular things that we have already been doing.
Definitely, I mean, lot of learning there from how this is being implemented on the ground, like calling the the street vendors and so on. So now, little bit beyond this, ये project चल रहा है, ये some process we are doing and all of that. कैसा ये, how do we do this on a long term? At the policy level, at a sort of a setup which really continues to do it and expand it rapidly. I think one of the ideas is that the task force, which is set up by Mumbai, it's an excellent example of how quickly municipal corporation can mobilize its resources if it wants to solve a problem. I think this entire thing, Mumbai became that high AQI, and then quickly this was set up. And now, if you can talk about how that task force is working, what else can be done to to scale the activities, and also in overall, what is the future planning of now that Mumbai looking at the next winter. How to ensure that we don't reach that last year's AQI. What all the city is planning to do?
These task forces have been made to each wards. We have 27 wards, so each ward can control their limited area, wherein the policies we have been framed for the construction sites, just like other speakers mentioned, that during the building constructions they must keep the sprinklers, they must keep their dust and cover the areas. These kind of things are to be implemented and monitored by this task force, and if they doesn't comply with the norms, then they can be penalized. So that will be a major things. Also we have been planning nowadays mobile water sprinklers. These are also new innovations or the new availability of the technologies. So those are also very effective. And the main thing is that being a so big city, we don't have a climate action cell. So we have been forming a climate action cell along with WRI, and by employing the environment specialist, the academic leaders in this climate action cell, we can implement or we can prepare more policies which can facilitate us to reduce the pollution in city. We have been allotting a good quantity, good percentage of our budget also for the environment mitigations or dust mitigation cases. And we have been recently started a waste to energy plant at our Devna dumping ground, which will also use us to reduce the solid waste in the city generating everywhere. So these are some of the long-term policies we are thinking for.
Sure. In Ahmedabad, you were also talking about some of the long-term policies. Yeah.
So yeah, apart from what I already explained, yes, urban greening is the target, and Ahmedabad already has 264 parks and 129 urban forest inside. So overall green cover of the city was 12%, and now it is increasing gradually, and which will increase maybe twice by next 5 years. So that will be the target for the city. And public transportation enhancement, that is also ongoing activity. Apart from that, like encouraging people to take public transportation, we are doing some public awareness programs. Also conversion of diesel buses to CNG and EV gradually, that is going on. Scrapping of older vehicles more than 15 years, that is also going on. So that will eventually increase the air quality of city. And apart from that, yes, these PUC drives are enhancing from the RTO officials. So we are doing many things in coordination with traffic department and RTO all together, so that this issues of traffic can be reduced, and accordingly the air quality, air pollution. So
Yeah, thanks for picking up that point on role of traffic and RTO and so on. So this is often a place where the municipal corporations little bit have problem in actually coordinating with the traffic police and the RTO and ensuring that all of them align to the same problem and solutions. This is where probably the pollution control board has a role to play in some of the activities, like say pollution under check PUC tests. We heard that some of the cities, it's only 25%, 20% of the vehicle are actually tested. Forget about what is the effectiveness of testing. That's a different problem, but not even testing is a problem. So how do we solve this? The problem, how do we coordinate, bring these agencies together and make them to take up this agenda? Ma'am, your views on this?
To overcome this problem, in Surat, we are doing joint drive. GPCB officers and RT officers are planning, and they are going to the petrol pump, and personally they are encouraging the people and asking them to channelize their vehicle. Even apart from pollution control, we have started one drive to change people's mindset. We have give a name that Satyagraha Against Pollution. We are targeting school children and ladies for the same. So that society can change. If one child is changing his or her mind, then definitely whole family has to change their mindset. So we are doing that drive with Heart at Works Foundation for the Surat. We are targeting school and colleges. When going there personally and asking them to do plantation and different activity regarding the development of green cover.
Thanks a lot. I mean, I think the point of mindset and behavior change keeps coming back later to this. Interesting to follow it up again. Surat Municipal Corporation long-term measures.
लॉन्ग टर्म मेजर में सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन ने अभी तो जो रोड डस्ट है उसको कम करने के लिए मैकेनिकल के ऊपर मेनली फोकस किया है, और साथ में ई व्हीकल जो है वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन में डेवलप हो ऐसा अप्रोच रखा है। और साथ में जो जैसे कि सॉलिड वेस्ट कलेक्शन के लिए सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन ने ऐसा निकाला था, डोर टू डोर की गाड़ी आए तो गाड़ी वाला आया घर से कचरा निकाल, दिस सॉन्ग ये सॉन्ग सुन के लोग चलो बाहर अपना कचरा निकाल देते। ऐसे ही अगर रोड डस्ट कम करने के लिए या फिर सीएनडी वेस्ट कम करने के लिए कोई उनके लिए स्लोगन हो, ये सब कुछ हो, ऐसा कुछ प्लानिंग कर रही कि लोग हाँ अवेयर हो कि हाँ चलो ये आया है तो हमें ये उनके साथ टाई अप करके हमें वहाँ पे ही डालना, ऐसा नहीं कि कहीं पे डालना। उसके साथ साथ मेन जो कंसर्न है वो चलो सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन यूएलबी एज अ यूएलबी कर रही, लेकिन उसके साथ डिफरेंट स्टेक होल्डर्स भी इन्वॉल्व है। तो उनका जो एयर क्वालिटी का जो एक्शन प्लान है उसमें जो उनका योगदान है वो बहुत कम है। तो सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन अकेले आगे नहीं बढ़ सकती, सबको साथ में लेके चलना चाहिए। तो मेन वो कंसर्न है कि हम ऐसा कुछ करें कि उनको भी हम इन्वॉल्व करें सूरत एक्शन प्लान में, कि चलो उनको भी इतना फंडिंग दे हम, और ये कहे कि आप भी कुछ एयर पोल्यूशन कम करने के लिए करो। तो ये अभी सूरत का लॉन्ग टर्म है। और मेनली मेट्रो अभी सूरत म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन में कंस्ट्रक्शन का काम चल रहा है, जो अभी 5 साल तो आई थिंक लगेंगे जिसकी वजह से PM10 का जो पोल्यूशन कंसंट्रेशन है वो कम होने में कुछ ज़्यादा टाइम लगेगा, क्योंकि कंस्ट्रक्शन काम अभी मेट्रो का चल रहा है। तो वो एक लॉन्ग टर्म प्लानिंग में है अभी।
इंदौर में अंडर द चेयरमैनशिप ऑफ कमिश्नर इंदौर डिवीजन वी हैव मंथली मीटिंग्स जिसमें वेरियस डिपार्टमेंट्स आर कॉल्ड, आरटीओ रहते हैं, फूड रहते हैं, दूसरे CSR वेंडर्स भी रहते हैं। तो द एम इज़ कि इन एवरी ऑफ दोज मीटिंग हम रीवैल्यूएट करते हैं व्हाट वी बीन डूइंग, बिकॉज एयर क्वालिटी इज समथिंग कि इवन इफ द इंदौर म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन डिसाइड्स टू टेक इट अप ऑन, दिस इज वन थिंग दैट कैन नॉट बी डन जस्ट बाय द कॉर्पोरेशन। मल्टीपल डिपार्टमेंट के इंटरवेंशन के साथ ही दिस थिंग कैन बी अचीव्ड। सो कंटिन्यूसली triggering various department, this is one thing that is done. Secondly, जो major drives to aware people से बीच में हमने एक campaign start किया था which was red light on engine off। तो that drive was so successful कि उसमें in fact mayor honorable member of parliament वो खुद आके ट्रैफिक सिग्नल्स पे जब लोगों की गाड़ियां रुकती हैं तो उनको उनकी इंजन इग्निशन बंद करवाते थे। सो दैट वाज वन ड्राइव दैट वाज वेरी सक्सेसफुल एंड सो समवट लाइक दिस द प्लान इज कि लोगों को साथ में रख के एंड वेरियस डिपार्टमेंट को एक साथ को अलाइन करके वर्किंग टुवर्ड्स द कॉमन गोल।
Very interesting idea of this vehicle idling reduction. So again, coming back to I think we are what we are seeing is this ideas of collaboration, consensus building, beyond the technical ideas and all of this kind of soft components of making it the behavior aspects and how to ensure communication and behavior, how to induce that schools में जाके बात किया, the eateries को बुला के बात किया. So this kind of things are actually giving inputs to the corporation. At the same time, it's also taking the message out into the public that these are not right, this is right, and so on. So it's a very interesting thing that this need to be continuously done over a long period of time to really make a considerable change. Now, I mean, as a last thoughts, how ये सब हम लोग कर रहे हैं, all of this we are doing, but still pollution is not really reducing. There's a major challenges, right? So probably we need to really need to keep thinking and rethinking on what we are doing and so on. So any last thoughts on thinking that how some kind of what we should be doing, what we can hope to do by overcoming our own challenges?
Actually, everywhere urbanization, due to urbanization, we cannot reduce the air pollution. Recently, the main cause of our air pollution during the winter is metro work is going on, coastal road work is going on, concrete roads are going on. Those are unstoppable developments to be done in the big cities. So I think recently we have been trying to get the air purifiers. We have been kept aside 25 crores by our municipal corporation to install the air purifiers. We all talk about reducing the air pollution, but due to the development it is very difficult. So to control the air pollution, we have to use the latest technologies which have been used since long in Korea, in Finland, Barcelona, everywhere in the world. Those are very costly affairs, but still we have to spend those monies, and those one air purifier cost 3.5 crores, 6.5 crores. These are very costly things, but we should think of it, because if we see a TV commercials or TV serials of Korea, you can find an air purifier in every hospital, in every room. So this may be the future of us, but it's a tragedy that we cannot reduce the pollution due to various industries or the construction activities which has to be done. We say we want to reduce the traffic, but if we reduce the traffic, we reduce the use of vehicles, then vehicle manufacturers start a campaign with the central government and they implement their policies, such kind of things. It's a good to reduce the pollution, but with this thing we can take new technologies which are available in world, like a air purifier. That's what I think.
Yeah, so basically the overcoming or controlling the pollution, mitigation, there's no escape from that. We will have to do that. Whatever technology comes, doesn't come, we'll have to look at more cleaner fuel, cleaner methods of doing it, construction and so on. So the technology we don't know, but I mean some of the technologies are very expensive, importing into our context, whether it works, we don't know. So probably, I mean, before we, so whether we want to really invest on it, how do we understand the efficiency of it and so on, needs to be really investigated. So any other last thoughts from anybody? Yeah, please.
फर्स्ट तो है मेन पावर. एयर क्वालिटी मैनेजमेंट सेल वैसे तो है, लेकिन हर एक डिपार्टमेंट से कोई एक पर्सन को चुना गया, लेकिन वो पर्सन ऑलरेडी किसी और काम में इन्वॉल्व है, तो पर्टिकुलरली वो एयर क्वालिटी के जो प्रोजेक्ट है उस पर वो ध्यान नहीं दे रहा होता, या फिर ध्यान उससे दिया नहीं जा रहा होता. तो पर्टिकुलर यही है कि किसी भी यूएलबी में आप जाओ तो वहाँ पे मेन पावर की तो शॉर्टेज रहती है. सेकेंडली कि अवेयरनेस, लोगों में अवेयरनेस नहीं है. आप चलो आप जाके पूछो कि चलो तुम यहाँ पे अपना कचरा मत जलाओ, तो वो बोलेगा मेरे अकेले से करने से क्या होगा. तो वो एक शॉर्टेज है कि लोगों में अवेयरनेस नहीं है कि हम ऐसा करेंगे तो फ्यूचर में और हमें प्रॉब्लम होगी. सेकंड चीज़ है कि एयर प्योरीफायर, इन्होंने जैसा बोला कि एयर प्योरीफायर का टेक्निकल इशू, तो हमें भी सेम इशू है. सूरत म्यूनसिपल कॉरपोरेशन चाहती है कि वो एयर प्योरीफायर सिटी में लगाए, लेकिन हमारे पास टेक्निकल गाइडेंस है नहीं कि हम कौन सा लगाए, कौन सी क्राइटेरिया क्या होना चाहिए, तो वो एक इश्यू हो रहा है. और फोर्थ है कि ये सभी प्रोजेक्ट जो है हमने जो स्टार्ट किए हैं इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के, वो सभी लॉन्ग टर्म प्रोजेक्ट है. तो किसी भी प्रोजेक्ट का हमें वो इस्टेब्लिश होने में उसको साल लगे, उसके बाद 2 साल के बाद उसका रिजल्ट दिखे कि इम्प्रूव हुआ, कम हुआ या नहीं, तो वो एक लॉन्ग टर्म प्रोजेक्ट है. सबसे बड़ी बात, सूरत में अभी मेट्रो का काम चल रहा है, उसकी वजह से PM10 का जो इश्यू है वो तो रह गई.
Sure.
So to summarize with all what we have thought of, can't there be any nation level policy on development of such big projects of high speed rail or metro to control air quality or dust pollution or something? Because each and everyone in this forum is talking about such kind of development in their cities, which is hampering their pollution reduction targets. So yes, that is one thing we can think of cumulatively. Another thing is like implementation of any new technology. For any urban local body, we cannot just implement something which is there in world. We have to prove to many people that this is approved by so and so organization, this is as per this guideline, this is as per this policy. So we cannot just do that and then answer everyone that, oh, I did something which is failed and now I am answering to CAG and PAG and everyone. So it should not be ULB's responsibility to do this R&D kind of work. They should be guided properly that these are the set of activities that should be implemented by ULB and that is approved by CPCB or GPCB or any state level authority. So these are some of my thoughts.
Very, very interesting points. I think this clean construction charter is something which, or a guideline, which can be helpful for all large, especially the infrastructure projects, because they are really, we are building too many of them, and how do we, so I think that is a very important, very valid point. How do we develop a national level guidelines for everyone to follow, and also looking at what are the do's and don'ts. What are the technologies? Where should we? I think some kind of guidance on that, a repository of information also will help a lot. Indore?
What we believe is that as of now, what we are doing is a very generic approach towards air quality. कि ठीक है, plantation कर लेते हैं, e-vehicles ले लेते हैं. These are all very generic approach, and every city has its own challenges. So like Clean Air Catalyst has been working with Indore for I think 2 years or more now. So what we are looking forward now is that if we come up with a solution which is very much custom tailored for our city, and that solution has to be as in depth as it goes to a ward level. कि एक शहर में भी प्रॉब्लम एक जैसी ही नहीं होती हैं. देयर माइट बी सम जोन्स जहाँ पे ओपन बर्निंग हो सकती है, पर देयर माइट बी सम अदर जोन्स जहाँ पे वो नहीं होगी. देयर माइट बी सम एरियाज वेयर कंस्ट्रक्शन इज पेसिंग at high speed, but not all the zones of the city will be like that. So a tailored solution which is very much designed for an entity as small as a ward is, I think, what is the need of the hour.
Great. Looking at city through very local areas and what works and what can be done and so on. So great. Thanks a lot for all of the ideas. Ma'am, Jignasa ma'am, you want to talk about any last thoughts?
As far as Surat is concerned, Surat is doing very well. We are, apart from this air pollution control activity, we are doing cleaning of khadis before monsoon. And Surat is generating 970 MLD domestic wastewater. Among them, around 320 MLD is reusing and recycling. So indirectly, we are controlling air pollution too, because discharging of domestic wastewater creating bad smell and decomposition in khadis. So I think Surat is also first in that sense also in reuse and recycle of domestic wastewater. So good practices can make a city clean and green. So every citizen has to adopt good practices to maintain city's air quality. It is not responsibility of regulators and corporation. So if we believe, or if we want clean air, everybody has to put their efforts to maintain the quality.
Everybody is responsible. Yeah, great. So the very interesting part is, apart from the projects and hardcore, the things which we do on the ground, a lot of soft measures are required, which came up, which is awareness, communication, collaboration, consensus building, coordination, ensuring that there is a two-way communication with the people and the people who are in charge of, in related to the pollution sources and so on. So it's a great. You want to say anything?
I just want to say that what she had said, that the slogans and public awareness makes a lots of difference. That in Mumbai, General Amitabh Bachchan has given some ad or some public awareness which has been published on railway station, metro stations. That makes a lot of effect because people stop for the Amitabh Bachchan, but Amitabh Bachchan says something which is goes to its mind, and if just like ma'am says, if everyone thinks about it, the pollution will start decreasing, and then our work will be easier to remove it. That's what my thought is.
Great idea on the note of how to make a public communication really being successful. Thanks a lot for your all your ideas, and this is very helpful to really understand what is happening in the cities, and also to take the next step forward, what we need to do. Really, it's all, we learn from each other. At the same time, it also shows of where we stand and where we want to go ahead. Thanks a lot for everyone for joining us.